stops. I told you this was just something I'd found, and I swear to you that that's true. It really did happen that way. It's more than that, though. I told you this was just I don't really know how long it takes, and I swear to you that a few weeks or months from now when you're alone, and suddenly you hear the keening, quavering sound rise up, like it's crawling out of your spine and into your skull. You'll understand. When that night comes, if you listen closely,
Oh my God.
what comes after the horrible sound, you'll realize that the woman will be reading your name, new names. You'll play it for your friends, your family, add their names. I hope, desperately, that if I can make the list long enough, add enough names, then they'll take mine off and leave me alone. I'm sorry. This is plenty of evidence to show that this story is fictional and Ravenmouth made it all up. However, he remains adamant that while he did embellish the story a bit for the Reddit post, he still did record the audio from the radio when he was a teenager. So, could the WKCR station have actually been hijacked by someone? It's entirely possible. Radio hijackings are not a new phenomenon, and were certainly a thing back when this would have happened. But WKCR is owned by a college, and ran almost entirely by college students. When asked about it, the WKCR team stated, "As far as we know, this did take place on WKCR airwaves. In terms of the claim that it was a hijacking, that is very unlikely. WKCR is a weird place with weird programmers, probably just some late-night new music programmer having fun on the mic." Put simply, Ravenmouth was likely telling the truth, but
Alright, we're back now, guys. God damn it, that whole fucking stream wasn't on Twitch.
what he thought was a creepy hijacking was just the artsy experiment of a college student. Although this, of course, cannot be 100% confirmed. On March 1st, 1999, the US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration recorded an ominous sound coming from the ocean. This is what it sounds like at 16 times speed. This sound, named Julia, lasted for a whole 2 minutes and 43 seconds and was powerful enough to be detected across the entire equatorial Pacific Ocean hydrophone network. Hydrophones, for those who don't know, are basically underwater microphones. They were originally installed to detect submarines during the Cold War and were later converted to be used for general ocean research. This network became popular in 1997 when it captured multiple strange sounds coming from within the ocean, including the now iconic bloop.
Bloop. The iconic bloop.
According to the official explanation, the sound heard in this recording was caused by ice quakes and large icebergs, or by icebergs scraping the ocean floor. Julia was recorded nearly 2 years after this one. However, unlike bloop, it doesn't have an explanation. Due to the high loudness of Julia, scientists weren't able to pinpoint its exact location. One potential solution that's been floating on the internet for a while now is that Julia originated from underwater volcanic activity. Sadly, this theory falls apart quickly upon inspection. This is mainly because there was also recorded audio coming from an underwater volcano called Upsweep, and it sounds nothing like Julia. A somewhat more interesting theory that tries to explain Julia is that the sound originates from an unknown sea creature. And while this does sound like science fiction at best, it feels a lot more feasible when you consider the fact that we're yet to explore over 80% of the ocean in detail. However, the very idea of an ocean creature big enough to produce a sound audible from thousands of kilometers away is terrifying, and honestly quite out there. The sound dubbed Julia is one of many underwater sounds recorded that have yet to be identified.
The dark light after 15 minutes of fame. Southern couple scores horrific house. Or whoa, that seems
We were
pretty
just
crazy.
driving around looking for her. Everybody met at 3 at the church to go look for her, and we were just driving around.
This is Charlie Radel and his girlfriend Jackie Neal. They are currently standing at the front gate of an abandoned farmhouse in Lake Brownwood, Texas, commonly referred to as the Haunted House.
Oh
Moments
my
earlier,
God.
they placed this call to 911.
So this house in the area was known as the Haunted House. Wow. That sounds pretty spooky.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
I have no idea where I'm at. I am in the middle of nowhere. We were looking for Shantae Blankenship.
Okay.
We found her.
You okay? Does she need any medical attention?
Is she alive? She's dead. We were looking for Shantae Blankenship.
Shantae Blankenship had gone missing 2 days earlier while out on one of her usual evening walks. Her family quickly became concerned because Shantae could not read or write more than a few words. She could not drive,
shit.
hold a job, or live independently. After receiving this call from Charlie and Jackie, who were helping
That's really fucking bad. When they go missing, they can't do any of that. Oh my goodness, dude. I couldn't imagine being the parents, dude. That's horrible.
search for Shantae, officers were immediately dispatched to the haunted house, roughly 5 miles away from where Shantae lived. They told the officers that
So
when they
scary,
arrived
the
at the
haunted
house, they
house.
quickly
The
noticed
fuck?
fresh tire tracks in the dirt.
There's good tire tracks that just dead end at the gate and back out. And then there's spin out marks.
Like someone's been through it recently or something.
The couple also noticed what appeared to be human hair stuck to the gate, so they decided
Gross.
to search the rest of the property.
I walked around in the house
Fucking human hair.
and didn't see
Nasty.
nothing there and went to all the outbuildings.
Yeah.
And I was coming back and that storm cellar there had a bunch of grass knocked down. So I run around and looked and there she is. She's upside down in there and she is beat.
Damn, fuck.
I got a daughter that age. I don't find it.
Y'all want to have a seat in the truck so we don't make any more footprints than we've already got.
The officers went over to the storm cellar themselves, and inside they found Shantae exactly how Charlie described her. She had cuts and bruises all over her face and head. They also found a random lawnmower blade beside her body, and more blood on the outside of the storm cellar.
And there's blood spatter on that brick, so you know she's bleeding good.
It was clear that something horrific had happened to Shantae. The officers immediately secured the scene and performed a search of the property, starting right outside of the gate. In addition to the tire marks and the hair on the gate, there was also a trail of colorful bracelets scattered on the ground leading up to her body.
Here's another pink man right here, John.
Shantae was known to wear these bracelets on her arm, but it was not yet clear why or how they had come off. Leading up to the storm cellar, more hair was found. The hair was later confirmed as Shantae's. When the coroner examined her, they determined that the cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, likely
Damn.
from the lawnmower blade found at the scene. They
Oh my
noticed that
God,
in
from the
addition to the cuts
lawnmower
and bruises
blade.
on her head and face, she also had bruises on her neck, arms, and legs. They also found male DNA on her body. But perhaps the most perplexing injuries were the jagged lines on her chest. No one had any idea what could have caused this type of injury. Since Shantae went missing on Friday the 13th, and her body was found at the haunted house, they wondered if whoever did this had a strange fixation with horror. While investigators continued processing the crime scene, officers went to the North Lake Church to inform the search party that the investigation was now a homicide.
Oh my fucking God.
Pastor? How are you, sir? Hey, folks, could you have your attention just a minute? If you believe you have information that will assist in this investigation, I ask you don't discuss it with anybody else. I want your recollections to be your own. We'll be speaking to you as we get to you, all right?
Several people at the church said that on the day Shantae went missing, they had seen Shantae's boyfriend John Adams pick her up at the Monte Carlo Cafe before they returned home together. John then left for work at about 6 p.m., the same time that Shantae went on her daily walk. She then met up with her friend Caitlin, and the two walked together for a couple of hours.
Her grandpa called her right before we got to the end of the street, said, "Hey, it's getting dark." She's like, "It's okay, Papa."
Fuck it, we're gonna climb rivals. Updating Left 4 Dead. I don't want to update Left 4 Dead. Hello, Angie Bungie. Angie. How are you feeling, Angie? Are you going to lay down? Oh, I did look in the drawers, honey. Look in the drawers. Look in there. In there.
What the? Your drawer.
There. Oh, you're gonna don't knock everything. You're so wow.
Very good.
Looking like a freaking animal.
That is my clothes.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe it's because I need to. My cervix is something.
Open there. Okay, I can open there. Ooh, in the way so I can't turn. There you go. Eres uma pata. Oh, really? Oh my god. Oh no, Danny. You look like an animal. Really cute. I be trying to pay it, bro. You hear that? Look funny in that, bro. Here, come. It's an animal. It's an animal. What it does. Oh, it's the good look, have fun type of person. Good luck, pet rat. Oh, the AirPods, aren't they charging? Yeah. Guy's name is Luigi Mangione. It's so funny. What the fuck, man? Oh my god. They're taking out circle. I don't know, something. Deception of the deception. Oh my god, I got killed by the ultimate. Oh look, Angie, there's you, Raccoon. You heal me. Heal me, Angie. Yeah, Angie's right behind me. Yeah, John. Killing it. I'll save my ult for next round. Okay, I do want to go ults down. Shout out Ludland Gaming. Ludland, he helped me, man. He saw that my stream was black, dude. Because I had the kilobits too high. It was at 10K. You can't have it at 10K for Twitch, apparently. Big no-no. The stream will go black. It has to be on 6K. Oh. Get his ass. Oh shit. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? I hate that fucking ultimate. Motherfucker. Trying to hit them fucking shots though. Yeah, we got 102.9 meters. Let's see if we can fend them off. Big shout out to my wife. You hear that? I said shout out to you in the stream. Give me a call. Peso is live. Angie Bangie. Why are there no... What am I supposed to do? Okay. I'm not getting any healing. Bro. Yeah, he couldn't heal his ass. God. Holy shit. I don't know what that healing setup was. Or it looks like we got it back now. Yes. Oh my god. Fucking god. Because everybody's all back there. God, my shots are like going nowhere. Oh my fucking god. I'm done after this game. I'm cool. Wow, really bad performance. Boo. That's like the Angie Banji. Yeah, no heals, man. Just love it going in and you're supposed to be the front tank and then just die. I guess people like it. They love it. Now let's see what's up with YouTube. Hey man, what's up YouTube? The staged fight. Yes, no, my white movie didn't do too well.
Elon's help eliminating the redundancies. We are streamlining our department. We're going to go back to providing gold standard science. We're going to get the money to the scientists and to the patients rather than to the administrators and to the bureaucrats. And we're going to restore gold standard science.
The old fucking news. The shit already happened today. Rockstar Games unfairly taking down YouTubers. Botched on purpose. What?
Number 15. I have Al Qasimia of a ghost hunting channel called The Horror. The Horror is looking for a phantom figure said to haunt this building in Israel. A ghost who is apparently quite eager to be caught on camera.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات.
He keeps hearing a sink drip even though no water is coming from the faucet because no water runs to the building.
في السماء بسم الله.
Jesus right.
بسم الله.
The ghost hunter also detects small movements in windowless rooms that are devoid of all life.
One night, Sarah Vargas was filming herself in her bathroom mirror when she started hearing strange noises from the apartment next door. The sounds kept getting louder and more worrying, and she kept recording, not knowing she would capture something truly out of the ordinary. As night fell, frightening screams broke the peace in the neighborhood. Sarah realized something serious was happening in the apartment next to hers. The police arrived while neighbors gathered in the street, thinking they were dealing with a fight between residents.
Does anybody ever rosary? This is fucking. Seems like a move.
But this idea quickly changed when one of the officers, now inside the apartment, called out through the window, asking if anyone could lend them a rosary.
Obviamente como que llamaron a alguien, llamaron a una monja para que les ayudara.
They
Angie, wait, look where the girl's going.
Para que les ayudara.
Like you.
They later discovered that
like
two
you,
young women
Angie,
had
that's
been
just
using
like
a Ouija
Angie.
board. During their
Angie
session,
Bangie.
one of them started behaving very strangely, as if something evil had taken control of her.
Pet that dog. Everybody pet it. Like if you see a dog, man, like, and it's friendly, pet, bro. If it's not friendly, don't pet, because then it's gonna bite you. And that is an interception. Like, we're only about touchdowns here.
Chica empezó como a vomitar tierra, como vomitar oscuro.
Witnesses reported that she began throwing up a dark substance that looked like dirt. The police could only confirm
I'm gonna go back
what
to this house of horrors.
Papa, I'll be home soon.
Caitlin said this phone call was around 8 p.m., which Shantae's grandfather later confirmed.
She says, I'm walking. And that's all she said. And that's just about that.
After the call, she and Caitlin said goodbye to each other and parted ways about half a mile from Shantae's house.
She like was laughing and
afterwards they shake.
All right, I think I'm gonna go back to the Johnny Salami interview. All right, what up? Yeah. Babu. Yeah. Gonna watch that Johnny Salami interview, man. Johnny Salami. What, is Johnny Salami, he go live yet, man? No Johnny Salami going live, man? Where's Johnny Salami? All right, so we got the interview here, man. Johnny confronted.
Cans and money's exchanged. If you would have done that, I would have been all right with that. And I'm pretty sure Johnny, I watched the video, I'm sure he, and you might correct me on this, Johnny, you said that, you apologized, and you said you were going to try to clean the mess up. I think you did clean the mess up. So, this is all just a bunch of just trying to get someone in trouble. You're upset, you following someone around and punching them. And you're supposed to be a Marine or you're supposed to be a Navy SEAL. And you're doing these acts. It just makes you look like a.
Oh yeah, well even one friend that I came to this country with, after 2 days he was tired of Korea. Like if they tell me
yeah, if you do that, definitely is not the best for your public image.
I can never come back here, gladly. This place is a piece of shit. This place is garbage. I'll never come back here. It's a terrible country. Literally, I don't even understand. It's just too emotional. I don't understand what it is. Like everybody
he's
has to
just been
stick
there
up
for
their
too
ass.
damn long.
Do they remind you of like bug people?
It's he's been there for too long, dude. That's the thing.
You know my answer, but someone's gonna record this. So let me leave that one alone.
All right. Everyone, welcome to the space. We have an exclusive with Johnny Somali. The live stream of it is currently held hostage in South Korea for spilling noodles in a 7-Eleven and carrying a fish around in public. Believe it or not, those are his charges. There's talks that he's got 1,000 years of
Pretty
hard labor
serious
in a prison
charges.
camp that, alleged neo legal mindset and a Tozy salivating over. Oh wow, he's going to get 1,000 years for spilling noodles in South Korea as a black man. Like, really, what it's going to show is how racist Korea is, and I think that this will be a dark point in Korean history. Johnny Somali is the Rosa Parks of South Korea in 2025. You fast forward to 2050, he's going to be on school books, the history pages, civil rights activists.
He's gonna be in school.
I often
No
said that Johnny
way.
Somali walked so ethnic minorities could run. And Johnny, have you? Are there ethnic minorities in Korea, and how have they treated you? Do they view you as somewhat of a hero?
I think Korea's population is like 5% foreign, and I rarely see foreigners anywhere.
Well, hopefully that can
Well, the
change.
French dude confronted him the
clearly
other
need a
night
bit more
on
of a
stream,
Somali
so
population there, a bit more diversity, so to speak. Also, like and retweet the space, share it in group chats. I'm trying to get a big name in here like Zerka or Atozi or Legal Mindset, Myron Gaines. So if you have some suggestions of people to join, just comment on the space, share the space to their latest comment and their latest tweet, and maybe they'll join. Because I think that there needs to be some advocacy from some of these larger free speech pages, such as Myron Gaines. I think he's the perfect person for it, and because at the end of the day, Johnny hasn't done anything physical to anyone.
Okay, I really had to cut in here because what this guy just said is absolutely mind-blowing. Myron Gaines, fresh and fit, absolutely hates free speech. He hates it with a passion to the point where he will copyright strike even.
I've only heard bad things about that podcast and just seen like really dumb shit.
If you use 5 to 10 seconds of his video. So I just found that mind-blowing that this guy would say that. I guess he's very confused, but let's get back to the interview.
And if they've given Joshua Block, who went around Japan assaulting people, punching them, kicking them, if they've given him a pass, why can't they give Johnny a pass for simply spilling some noodles? Let's go to James.
That's
go
a
ahead,
fair
James.
point.
Is what I was gonna touch on, but when you react in such a violent way to something as harmless as a joke, what it typically reveals is your own insecurity. And I guess if it's a collective or cultural situation, then it's not a good reflection upon like South Korean culture that they can't handle a joke and people are lashing out such violence. But it
makes them look like
Jokes are interpreted different everywhere you go around the world, man.
barbarians, and it makes their
All
justice
types of
system look like a
languages.
joke.
Yeah, definitely.
It
And
makes it look like a joke. Like it's like a playground with a teacher and a principal. Oh, my teacher, he made me feel anxiety by carrying a bag of fish. They said I gave somebody anxiety by carrying a bag of fish. Even if you put that in a TV show, nobody would even believe it.
yeah, as long as you go around life like with that as your like framework of how you react to things that offend you, you will be able to be manipulated your entire life.
Yo, I wasn't.
Thunderbird,
No,
Thunderbird, you are
I'm
not
dropping this
handling
in
the
line.
bottle very well right now.
No, I don't. I'm not drinking.
Just
No,
wait.
I dropped him. I'm sorry. I can't hear that right now.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. As long as it's how you go around life, people will be able to manipulate you throughout your entire life. All they have to do is make a joke.
Yeah, this reminds me of 2020 coronavirus. I'm kind of having like the censorship of speech is really so First is Johnny Somali. Next is going to be these big streamers. And these streamers, I hate the fact that they're not supporting Johnny Somali because, if you're a free speech advocate, you don't get to pick and choose what speech you like and don't speech. All speech should be free unless it's saying, we're going to go like Rivy said. So that's what really gets me. And so, Johnny, I just want to let you know that, Rosa Parks was initially condemned, hit
What
with
the
fire
fuck?
hoses and shit like that. So you're definitely the tip of the sword. And it's a shame that these people won't stick up for you, whether they like it or
I don't know how you can compare those two. That's not comparable at all, man.
not. If it's free speech, it's free speech. That's the bottom line. And James, you're right. This is censorship where it almost feels like it's giving me that horrible feeling of 2020 when Twitter was completely censored. People were getting canceled left and right. And I thought we got past that, but apparently these people, they're essentially they're just grifters. These influencers, Myron Gaines, and all these pieces of shit, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to say one thing. Yes, Davinsky, I agree. One day there will be statues of Johnny Somali that we can twerk on
What?
ourselves, where we will not have to fear being attacked.
Oh
That
my
is a
god.
beautiful.
That would be so great. They make a Johnny Somali statue on streamers. It's like their rite of passage just to twerk on it.
Roundabout.
Like to be accepted, you have to do that. It's like a cult.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Amazing. Thank you, James. Thank you, James.
That's powerful. That probably will happen when they come to their senses in the future. All right, let's go to Arian. Go ahead, Arian.
Hey, I just have a question for Johnny. I was just wondering what his long-term goal was while like doing all of what he did.
That is a good question. My long-term goal was honestly just to entertain my audience and just travel the world and live stream. Really, that's about it. I never thought it would strike a nerve with so many people, and I still really don't think what I've done is that bad at all. I just think for some reason my name is really hot in the YouTube algorithm, in Google's algorithm, so people just use it to monetize. Like, I honestly really think the outrage is like manufactured outrage. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's go to who else had their hand up? I think it was Stampy. Stampy.
Thank you so much. Yes. So my question is for Mr. Somali. Firstly, a statement. I just want to say I find it indefensible and abhorrent that you were racially targeted for the color of your skin in the Western media and by the Korean people.
It's like
so
white-knighting
scary
him
to
so
think
hard.
that you were targeted the way you were just for being in another country and making a few mistakes. I've made mistakes. I don't think anybody in this call could sit there and say they have never made a mistake. Yet they pass so much judgment.
true.
And I find that very, very bad. I mean, you're a black guy,
That's
man.
true.
And they just want to sit here and put the black man down. And have we not made progress since the civil rights movement as a people to where we can't sit here and say he made a mistake?
What is this guy on about, man?
However, that was a statement. My question is, how do you feel about being persecuted for just the little mistake you made? And how do you feel about the streamers that are doing physical violence, assaulting people, but they're white and they're not being reported on in Western or Korean media at nearly the same rate that you are?
I hate, like, it's not like I feel like I hate, I say this again, I hate pulling the race card, but I 100% feel like if I was white, nobody would give a f about any of the shit I'm doing. I really, really believe that.
He really believes
It's
it, man.
ridiculous. Like, I feel like I'm being persecuted unfair. If I'm not being prosecuted, I believe I'm being persecuted. I believe that it has something to do with the Asian culture or saving face. South Korea is a very emotional country. They're very, I don't know, there's no logic. There's no logic in how they operate their justice system. It makes zero sense. You would think that if somebody is so problematic or so, making public outrage by touching a statue, it's not a crime. It's legally not a crime to insult or touch that statue or make a statement about that statue of a prostitute. But since they could not charge me with that, they want to charge you with a million little tiny schoolyard crimes, and just I guess waste my time. I guess that's what their goal is. I guess that's what their goal is, but I'm not gonna let them win. I'm not gonna let them win. In the end, I will prevail.
Johnny, just real quick, Legal Mindset is here. He is, so according to Lolly Mindset, Legal Mindset was here. He's likely left and joined as hidden. So after you address the second question from Stampy, you can say what you would want to say to Legal Mindset, if you want to, because I'm sure he's listening.
To finish off what I was saying before I do that, I feel like I'm living in like a Truman Show kind of situation. I feel like it's so weird, but honestly, I'm entertained by it too. People think I'm so angry about what a lot of people say about me on the internet. I've came to the point where I'm so used to it, and sometimes I watch these commentary videos myself, and I'm laughing my ass off, and I'm just like,
I
yo,
bet, man.
I kind of like, I hate to say like some Andrew Tate shit, like the Matrix. Like I can do anything I want, whatever I want, and it will go on the news, the media, whatever. It's kind of a fun
You feel
superpower.
like you have imposter syndrome?
I would say I would have it if I had millions of dollars, maybe I'd have imposter syndrome a little bit, but I guess like I don't know. I guess it's infamy, but I don't know what I've done to deserve this much infamy. I never thought, you know what I mean? I got to do something with it while I have it, I guess.
Yeah, so my other part of that question was really touching on the CX mafia and why they are not being reported on at nearly the same rate in Western or Korean media for doing far worse things such as physical acts of violence. I could go on and on, however, I don't spend my time entertaining those kind of people. But what is your thought on comparing how you're being vilified versus how they're being portrayed in the media, both in Korea
Yeah,
and
it's very interesting. It's very interesting because the people from CX, they used to be my former colleagues, kind of, you know what I mean, frenemies, whatever you want to call them now. A lot of them have done a lot worse things than I've ever been accused of or ever actually done on film. Like there's a dude named Suspendus, who is the dude that told me to join Kick.com. He has literally done sex on camera.
And he
I
still
can't
is on
even.
Kick? He still has a Kick account that is active, having done those things, and we know this?
Still has a Kick account, still has his Kick deal, getting paid $100 an hour in Ethereum under the table to stream. Ice Poseidon, countless of other. Sam Pepper has multiple allegations and charges. Sam Pepper cannot even go back to the United States due to the cases, and he is still paid by Kick, $100 an hour in ETH under the table. Is promoting stake.com and making money from it. The only thing is, I think the problem with me is that I went too viral on X. I went too viral on Twitter. And once it goes to Twitter, it goes to YouTube, it goes to mainstream media. And for Kick, I believe it became like just a business decision at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Could it be a far deeper racial bias that some of the founders and maybe head moderators have against you as a person of color? Or do you think that is just kind of a bit of a reach?
It's possible. Like if you look at Kick, there's not a lot of black streamers or black IRL streamers for a fact on Kick. Every single one of them has been suspended permanently from the platform. Most of the black IRL streamers, EBZ, DBR. There's a few other ones, but I don't know. It's an Australian company. It's based in Australia, so I don't know if they have some bias on that. The moderation team is like, I don't know much about them. They're from Serbia or some shit like that. But all I know is Kick is very unfair. Kick is very corrupt, unfairly ran. And honestly, Twitch is more fair than Kick, which is ridiculous.
Okay, Johnny, so if Legal Mindset is listening, which he most likely is, considering he was in here and dipped out real quickly, he's probably in the anonymous. Do you have anything you'd like to say to him personally?
Oh, the only thing I'd like to say to him is that all of his information is wrong. And if he would just listen to Cancel Johnny S on Twitter, he would have way more accurate reporting. The grifting that you do is insane. We know you don't give a f- Asia. We know you don't give a f- Korea and Japan and Thailand or all these places. You're a expat, a loser back home. We found your mother's house. We found your records with
Just make sure allegedly, because you know this guy is
allegedly. We've allegedly found your mother's house. We found that you owe money to American Express and you're on the run from America for that. So
Ooh.
we get it. We get it, brother. You have a website called Go East Gentlemen that is trying to teach people how to go to third world countries and have sex with women. You had videos on how to seduce Korean women that you conveniently deleted as soon as you started talking about me and grifting the Korean audience for money. It's just, it's I don't know. I guess you're doing business. Make your money, brother. Make your money, brother. But when I leave Korea without any jail time, I already know he's gonna try to spin it and be like, "Oh, I always said this was a possibility." I can't wait to see his co-conceive when I finally leave Korea a free man. I can't wait to see him co-conceive.
Well, it's very funny to see how he has made. How long have you been in this situation for? 4 months?
Yeah, I think about the end of October, like about Halloween.
Okay.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, so every day he has a 4-hour stream. I don't know what he covers every day. He just repeats the same thing over and over in his little pay pig donate. It's like, what new information are you covering for 4 hours every single day? Yet he gets all of these pay pig donations just fueled by anti-black racism. Really, if you read a lot, it's all references to slavery, to plantations, picking cabbages, like just
Angie looks
extremely
really funny. Yeah,
racial
she looks like a
undertones.
bunny.
So I would suspect him to be an alleged white supremacist. And also, if you look at Lolly Mindset's cover photo, that is a disturbing picture. It appears to be that he's hugging a 4-year-old child in that picture there. So who knows what heinous things are going on allegedly in Thailand, the great kingdom of Thailand. Before I left Bangkok, I challenged him to a debate, and he blocked me like a coward. So also, I've been told I'm currently in the Dominican Republic, and I was told by a fairly
Whether they wanted to be famous or it happened by accident, these viral stars went from regular people to having millions of followers overnight. However, the quicker the rise, the sharper the fall. And today we are going to discuss how these people used their 15 minutes of fame and how nearly all of them ended in disaster. Starting with the Backpack Kid, who is a perfect example of making all of the wrong decisions during a brief stint in popularity. Before TikTok became the go-to app to share mediocre dance moves to a global audience, 16-year-old Russell Horning was bored, uploading dance videos to Instagram with zero expectations. Initially, his signature dance style was funny. His core was stiff, his lanky arms just kind of flailed around while he stared emotionless into the camera. Additionally, he often wore goofy outfits and chose to dance to silly songs. Russell was extremely recognizable after watching just one video, which led to him gaining a small following on IG, but his entire life changed when Rihanna posted one of his videos to her 54 million followers. She tagged Russell in a post celebrating her Grammy nominations, and he gained over 40,000 followers in one day. To capitalize on the momentum, Russell pumped out as many dance videos as he could, skyrocketing him up to over 500,000 followers. There was one particular dance, called the Floss, that seemed to get him the most views, with many people falsely crediting him as the inventor of the move. However, his videos were not getting shared because he was an excellent dancer, but rather because he was a meme. Whenever he did collaborate with other dancers, he was often seen as the weakest one. Despite this, opportunities were being thrown his way because of his follower count, like when Katy Perry personally requested that he dance for her Saturday Night Live performance in May of 2017. Russell absolutely stole the show, flossing aggressively while staring deadpan into the souls of millions of live viewers. He also strategically chose to wear a backpack, rebranding himself as the Backpack Kid. The SNL appearance gained him millions of followers, and the floss became a global dance craze. The Backpack Kid was an internet sensation, but he made a few key mistakes that ultimately led to his downfall. Firstly, Russell took every interview and press opportunity he could get. Viral stars will get thousands of dollars thrown at them just to do collaborations with media outlets podcasters, or live entertainment companies.
So what, you were just getting paid to go show up at parties and shit like that?
Yeah, clubs and parties and festivals and performances and stuff.
So you just pop out on stage, you do the dance, everybody goes crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it goes?
Yeah.
That's tight. How much can you get to go to a club, if you don't mind letting us know? Manager shakes his head no.
Manager shakes his head no.
Is it an amount that you're pretty impressed by? Like, are you surprised that you're able to get that much money just to go somewhere?
Compared to most 17-year-olds, the money that I make from just one appearance, it could take a 17-year-old forever to make that much money.
It's hard to blame someone for making easy money. Then again, the overexposure bothers people because they perceive Russell as a one-trick pony who doesn't deserve thousands of dollars or recognition from these big platforms.
True.
Remember before the internet when you actually had to do something to get famous? But then reasonable criticism turned into straight up hatred. He looks like one of those inflatable aliens you win at an amusement park. This kid man-child thing scares me. Since he became famous for literally one thing, he had to branch out and try to find other ways to entertain his audience. So he decided to pursue music, releasing one of the worst songs of all time, Flossin'.
I be flossing. I be flossing. I be flossing.
Although Russell claimed that he was passionate about music, his songs felt like someone who was barely trying or maybe even just joking, rather than a serious artistic endeavor. Virality made Russell feel pressured to just keep doing what is paying the bills, so he resorted back to his one dance move, which ultimately led to a situation where he tried to perform on a stage that he was not wanted on.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Whether it be main character syndrome or just a simple misunderstanding, his dance move lost all of its appeal, and doing it made him seem like he was desperately hanging on to his viral moment, which was made 10 times worse when he filed a lawsuit against Fortnite for putting the dance in their game.
Oh my
It
god, he
was
filed a
really
lawsuit
my
against
mom and my
Fortnite.
management that did the lawsuit. I'm kind of just a kid having fun in life. I'm just letting the adults do all the busy work. I don't really know the law like that, so I can't really say if they're like taking advantage of me or anything like that. But like from a mom standpoint, like a manager standpoint, they think that they're taking advantage of me.
A couple days after the lawsuit was filed, videos dating as far back as 2011 were
Oh my
resurfaced
God.
showing people who were doing the dance long before the Backpack Kid. Simply put, he did not own the dance, and many viewed it as one final attempt to cash in on his fading relevance. Unsurprisingly, Russell and his team voluntarily dismissed their lawsuit shortly after. The Backpack Kid's 15 minutes of fame were officially over, and despite being hated by the masses and falling off to the point where he receives less than 1,000 views per video, these days, Russell actually seems happier than when he was at his peak. He is pursuing music more seriously and remains dedicated to pushing out a positive message to the world.
But as I got older, I started having a more mature mindset on money. I realized that it's important to choose good decisions on how to spend your money.
Lol.
I was just invited to do an anti-vaping commercial for the American Lung Association. And of course my first thoughts were, oh yeah, cause I don't vape, I don't smoke, I definitely don't encourage it.
Then again, he openly accepted the opportunity to be on Kai Cenat's stream where he was absolutely embarrassed by
pretty cool.
Drewski.
What a douchebag.
Sure, this was just a skit, but Russell was the butt of the joke once again. Becoming a viral star at age 16 is definitely difficult to
Yeah, I
manage.
don't like
Maybe he
Drewski,
was
he's a
just
fat
young and
fuck.
misguided. However, the same justification cannot be made for Salt Bae, who is a grown man that should have known better than to be acting like a fool. In 2017, a video of Turkish chef Nusret Göçe went viral
Oh
of
my
him
God,
dramatically
the
slicing
classic,
steak,
dude.
then sprinkling salt from his fingertips
Oh
down his
my
forearm and
fucking
onto the
God.
meat. What made this so ridiculous was his dedication to making salt sprinkling look like some sort of fancy artistic technique. Combine that with his handsome Johnny Depp resemblance, and the internet gave him the
Johnny
nickname
Depp
Salt Bae.
resemblance.
Salt Bae didn't just embrace the meme, he became it. He continued posting obnoxious videos of him caressing raw meat, dancing with raw meat, and of course his signature salting. He was shouted
Yeah,
out by
that's fucking
celebrities like
hilarious.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Drake, and even cooked for the King of Jordan. The internet fame didn't
Damn,
just
that's
gain him
pretty fucking
followers,
cool.
it launched his career as a global restaurant owner. He launched and expanded his Nusret Steakhouse empire to over 20 locations worldwide, racking up
Damn.
tens of millions of dollars in revenue. However, with more exposure comes more criticism. Many began to wonder if he was actually this mystical, passionate culinary artist, or just another guy trying to cash in on some fame. One major critique was the outrageous prices at his restaurants that had
Ooh.
patrons feeling more
Holy
scammed
shit.
than served. Take the Salt Bay Golden Experience, for example, where Salt Bay will personally serve you your food with a show. A single tomahawk steak costs nearly $1,000, and
Oh
a
my
burger will set
God.
you back almost $200. Now, the
Well,
prices
that's
are so
golden
high because
burger,
the
though.
food is covered in edible gold, which sounds fancy until you find out that the gold is
Ooh.
worth a measly $10.
Oh my God,
Then
it's only
again,
10 bucks.
rich people blowing insane amounts of money on dumb things isn't exactly shocking. If anything, it fits his brand perfectly. This is the guy who made something as simple as sprinkling salt look like Michelangelo chiseling the final details onto David. However, the real reason people turned on Salt Bay was much more embarrassing than a $200 burger. At the 2022 World Cup, after Argentina
remember
defeated
this.
France, Salt Bay somehow ended up on the pitch celebrating the victory with the team. How did he even get there? Cameras caught him pulling on Messi's arm, practically forcing him into a handshake. Messi, the greatest football player of all time, clearly was just wanting to move forward, but Salt Bay would not let go. Messi finally gave in and shook his hand just to get it over with, but Salt Bay held on tight and pulled him into a photo. You can see it all over Messi's face that he had no idea who this guy was or why he was even there. It was clear Salt Bay was trying to steal this big moment for himself, but it gets worse. He grabbed the World Cup trophy like he won the damn thing and even did his signature salt sprinkling move over it. As if that wasn't cringy enough, he was posing for pictures with players with their medal in his mouth. These players dreamed and worked their whole lives
Yeah,
for this
dude, people
once in a
were
lifetime
pissed.
moment, only for some clout chaser to steal some publicity
Oh
to
my
promote his
God.
overpriced steaks.
What
He
an
responded to the
asshole.
backlash with an apology, claiming he didn't step on the pitch for advertising reasons, but
Dude, he just Salt Bay. So Argentina wins the World Cup and fucking Salt Bay somehow ends up on the pitch, makes Messi shake his hand, and then kisses the World Cup. He gets the World Cup in his hands. How did Salt Bay end up getting the World Cup in his hands and getting on there? What the fuck?
the damage was already done, and Salt Bay's 15 minutes of fame were over. Salt Bay has shut down multiple restaurants after the hype has died down. Many of his remaining locations are drowning in poor reviews, and his London restaurant is down 4.3 million euros as customers have realized his food is way overpriced. Salt Bay has resorted to selling his high-end food online now. In May of last year, people started to notice that his steakhouse was listed on Deliveroo and Uber Eats, selling his Salt Bay tomahawk for $500 and a strip loin for almost $900, proving he really hasn't learned from his critics. Then again, there are plenty of rich people out there willing to waste money on overpriced food just because they can, and his virality and social media following alone will easily keep him in business for the rest of his life. But if you think Salt Bay was making a fool of himself, it doesn't even remotely compare to the Island Boys, whose fall off is much more disgusting than you could ever imagine. The Island Boys are a duo made up of twin brothers Alex Fly Soldier and Frankie Kodiak Red, two aspiring Florida men covered in face tattoos who blew up overnight in 2021 after they posted a TikTok video of them freestyling in a hot tub.
Oh, I'm an island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a get Kiwi.
People couldn't decide if the tune was the worst thing they'd ever heard or low-key kind of a banger.
I'm an island boy.
Oh my god.
I don't know and ain't trying to understand it.
Plus, hip-hop has a history for blowing up artists who ride the paper-thin line between trash and fire. Rapper Kodak Black even offered them a record deal after their viral video, which is insane because this wasn't even a real song yet, just two goofballs mumbling in a hot tub. They turned down the deal, claiming that they wanted to stay independent, but this was a huge mistake. They believed they could make it on their own talent, but if we're being honest, most of their fame came from from people clowning them. I played this song at my sister's funeral. She got out of the casket to shut it off. Thank you, Island Boys. This is the 0.01% of germs that bleach can't kill. When they decided to finally cut the record over a beat and released it with a music video, it was somehow worse. This the type of hidden talent that should absolutely remain hidden. Like many other viral stars, they were paid to do appearances at clubs, which became a prime example of when social media meets reality. At Miami's Club Live, the audience began booing the Island Boys on stage. Once music fans realized the Island Boys had no capability of making a somewhat decent song, there was really no reason to pay attention to them, and their 15 minutes of fame was about to be up. The boys needed a new way to profit from their fame, so they began selling personalized videos to fans on Cameo, which apparently was very lucrative according to their previous manager.
They owe me about like $150,000.
From what? Your percentage of the Cameo money?
Yeah.
Is that the only money they're bringing in?
Mostly, maybe a little bit on TikTok, but I mean, it's pretty much run dry at this point.
Right. How many cameos are they doing?
When I was with them, they was coming in hot.
They were viral.
Like it was going like 2-3 hours a night, straight cameos.
But with them spending all of their money on designer clothes, jewelry, cars, and mansions, they needed to keep going viral to maintain this lifestyle, which almost always resulted in them making absolute fools of themselves on the internet.
Yeah, she likes the way you look. She thinks you looks good.
What the hell?
They also might have needed some money to hire security because the gangster persona was not convincing enough. In what could only be called an unhinged move, and in hindsight, the final nail in their career's coffin, the Island Boys launched a fansly, which is basically just an OF. And it wasn't just embarrassing, it was downright sickening. In 2023, the Island Boys posted a video of them kissing each other in a publicity stunt to market their NSFW content. Instantly going viral for the second time, the video got them a huge amount of backlash, with many calling it outright incest, which it is. The twins insisted it wasn't sexual and was only meant to get a reaction, claiming that they just wanted to see how effed up this world is. And it turns out they were right about this world, because after their kissing stunt, it was reported that the Island Boys made almost $400,000 in 3 months just on their NSFW content, temporarily funding their lavish lifestyle. But of course, this resulted in more public humiliation.
What's going on with the shit that's with you two kissing each other and shit?
Bro, shut your ass up before I break this.
Dude, hey, yo, that ass, I would love to see you try that shit.
Bro, what are you talking about?
I would love to see you try that shit. Who the f are you standing up in front of? Bro, what? Oh my God!
The desperate attempts to remain in the spotlight, combined with a severe lack of talent and expensive lifestyle, has led to incredibly lows for the Island Boys. Kodiak Red was arrested for drug possession and an illegal firearm during a traffic stop.
Ooh.
During the stop, a plastic bag containing white pills was found on the passenger side floorboard in plain view. The pills were identified as oxycodone. A further search of the vehicle uncovered a brown handbag containing a handgun with its serial numbers removed, along with a cut straw with a white powdery substance. These days, they pretty much spend all of their time promoting their NSFW content, and trust me when I say they went much further than just kissing each other. And if we're being honest, this will likely remain a consistent income stream for them, as there are definitely still a ton of people out there that are willing to pay to see this type of degeneracy. But unlike the Island Boys, sometimes we actually find ourselves rooting for a viral star. We hope that they become successful after their 15 minutes are up, like the case of Mason Ramsey, who became a breakout star when a video went viral of him yodeling in the middle of Walmart in Harrisburg, Illinois. The clip racked up tens of millions of views in just a few days, turning the 11-year-old Mason into a worldwide meme. Not only is yodeling kind of objectively hilarious, but a child singing a song that was 70 years old was oddly charming. Because of his viral performance, the original song, Hank Williams' Lovesick Blues, skyrocketed all the way to the 3rd spot on Spotify's Viral 50 chart. Within weeks, Ramsey was sitting across from Ellen DeGeneres, who got him invited to perform at the legendary Grand Ole Opry. From there, he was embraced by thousands of fans while performing at Coachella.
What the fuck?
Major record labels noticed his potential, and eventually Mason would secure a deal with Atlantic Records and Big Loud. The minute Mason and his family walked into Big Loud, I knew we had to work with him. He is a star, but most importantly, he is a down-to-earth kid who loves country music. The Ramseys are an amazing family from a small southern Illinois town just like me. We understood them and their goals, and simply fell in love with their story and vision. Proving that he wasn't just a meme, his debut single, Famous, secured the #4 spot on the Billboard Hot Country Songs and peaked at number 62 on the Hot 100. But viral memes naturally have an expiration date, and soon Mason Ramsey's 15 minutes of fame were over. When the pandemic hit, it forced Mason to take a step back. However, he used his time away from the spotlight as best as someone could in his position. While his voice was maturing, he focused on refining his talent, writing music, and finding his own sound beyond the yodeling kid in Walmart that made him famous. Mason released 3 EPs that gained over 500 million streams combined and secured hundreds of millions of views on his music videos. By 2024, at 17 years old, he decided it was time to take the next step in his career and release a full-length album titled I'll See You in My Dreams. A song featured
Groundhog.
We got a little couple on our hands today. Now we are going to be paying.
Well, I'm gonna get some water. Angie. You really so. Alright, chat. We're gonna get off. Peace out, everybody. Hope everybody has a great night.